It's always nice when game immediately starts you with notification of character dying, especially characters that you need in this episode. How did she die? It's probably old age, isn't it? We will come back to that. But let's actually start this in a proper way. Welcome to my medieval Black Widow challenge. Or should I say Black Widower? I have a lot of plans for this episode. One of them recently have been made impossible. What do you mean Anna Costier died? If you don't remember who she is, she's a lottery winner. She has millions, but no relatives. So I've been thinking how you could possibly get her hands onto her money, and the answer is kind of obvious. It should not be Eve, it should be Max. Where is she? Where is her grave? I'm resurrecting her, I don't care. I have planned revive sim. Okay, we're back. She knows her servant, she knows Max, she hates this elderly man. And lady, please don't die. At least not yet. I'll go back to Eve's house now. This is such a confusing start to the episode. Let me explain myself. One reason why I decided to explore the idea of Max following in Eve's footsteps is because, well, Evangeline cannot marry Anna. They probably could have had some sort of, historians would have called them best friends relationship, but it doesn't guarantee Eve's Anna's money after Anna's death. No, we're eating with children, how nice. But also I feel like Max would yearn for freedom with time, because as comfortable as he feels in this house is owned and ruled by a woman who killed his entire family. Half of his family. His sister is still alive. Maybe he got bored, maybe he wanted money, but at last he decided that he can replicate Eve's success. As I said, I have a lot of plans for this episode. It does not mean that we abandoning Eve's shenanigans, which is going to be a little bit less involved in them than usual. How long these boys have until they age up into toddlers? 0 days. We're aging them up now. I have no patience for infants right now. Why everyone's needs so bad? She's just stuck. Wonderful. That's why I need no more infants. They're taking up too much of my attention. Don't eat cake! Jade, who's that? Why is this child still fine? Okay, just pause, everyone. Max, I need your assistance. Just age him up. It's almost Mara's birthday. How many days she has left? Only 1 day. I think it will be the perfect moment for Max to want to leave this place. With Mara being a child, he would feel more independent. Finally, my son aged up, and from intense infant, he's going to be inquisitive toddler. That's an improvement. But the biggest improvement is that I can just put some fruits in his inventory and he can eat on his own. Wait, it's almost Leonard's birthday? Is he about to be a teenager? That's exciting. Pierre aged up. Why is everyone aging up? I'm like perpetually confused. I told Max to age up other infant and I'm like, is he called Pierre? No, Pierre was a toddler. Pierre is Max's brother. This family is so confusing. And also when I play Black Widow, I feel like I'm not in control of what's happening. Maybe that's why I want Max to split up from this family, at least for one episode. He will have active imagination. Ooh, new trait from the most recent event. I, by the way, filmed playthrough of this event, and I quite liked it. I played through it with Max and Mara, but in modern day. Okay, Pierre. And obviously Mark aged up, because I told Max to age him up. He's going from sensitive infant to charmer toddler. Jade, are you okay? You're just tired. I just invited Anna to Colonel Flood, and she looks burned, struck by lightning. I told you don't die. In the previous episodes, I mentioned that you would be interested to gently push Max towards pursuing the same ways of obtaining money as hers, but very gently, mentioning rich but elderly and lonely Anna Costian conversation, maybe joking about the fact that Max should marry her, just contemplating on the idea of how much freedom that much money can give. One, very little, very gentle. Push at a time, until Max starts thinking that it's actually his idea to pursue Anna. It's actually very hard to make Max to talk to her. He constantly wants to just go and talk to his daughter. This also does not help the amount of audience that we have here. Don't you all have something to do, something to play with? Evangeline would set up for Max and Anna opportunities to see each other, invite Anna for tea, for dinner, a walk, and because Max was always at the house, Anna will inevitably talk to him too. The rest Max did himself. At some point, probably introduced Anna to his child, awkwardly avoiding questions about Mara's mother. He was telling Anna's first the simplest lie he could think of. He was young, irresponsible, and had a child with a woman without being married to her, and unfortunately she passed away in childbirth, leaving Mara to be his and only his child. Not him wanting to flirt with Evangeline. Wrong woman, Max. Bad idea. Now he wants to compliment her appearance. He's not even 30. Okay, don't worry. He's not turning that family tree into a reef. We will say that that was just innocent compliment that Max told Eve that she looks good in red, and Anna just misinterpreted it. Let's gift her portrait that we painted of her. This is the most romantic gesture that Max knows of. Painting someone and gifting them that painting. Here, I painted you a portrait. Okay, giving her a gift went really well. Motivated by his genius idea of using Anna for her money, Max was utilizing all of his charms, being nice, making compliments, telling tales of how he could not wait to make Anna his wife. He was so determined to escape this house where his father and brother died that it all happened really quickly. Some things just always stay the same. Eve's in the kitchen doing her favorite thing, cooking. I think Jade came to help her, and everybody is about to have delicious meal. I think it's vegetable stew. Everyone is gathering in the dining room to eat together. Oh, literally everyone. Patton is eating with us. Ew. Oh, I think he heard me. Mara is eating in the kitchen, on the kitchen floor, and talking to Osmond. Talk about art. Very sophisticated topic of conversation for toddler. About to be a child. She has 0 days till age up. And her first trait, loves outdoors. I want to give her mental aspiration. I don't usually do these aspirations for children in this medieval save, but I essentially use this as another trait, that she's very intelligent, maybe suspiciously intelligent for her age. Why are you enemies with your mother? You never met. We will talk about that later. Weirdly fitting. This will be Mara's disguise. Her everyday outfit, formal. I gave her very fancy headpiece. Outfit for athletic activities, sleepwear, party outfit, the same as everyday, swimwear, hot weather, and cold weather. And this is what Mara actually looks like. I don't have her purple face gradient for children, unfortunately, and the lack of that one detail makes her look so plain. This is the most boring version of Mara. Doesn't really matter for this episode because she'll mostly be in her disguise, but for future episodes I need to find it. Do we even have enough beds for everyone in this house? Soon after Mara's birthday, Max proposed to his lover, and they got married. There was not much people attending their wedding. Anna doesn't have any family, she outlived them all, and Max didn't dare to invite his sister. Now they're moving in together. Anna lives in Willow Creek, so that's where Max going to move, which is also at the same time a little bit closer to Fairies, but he doesn't know that. For him, he's moving closer to his sister. We're not going to give him any money from Eve's money. Honestly, Eve not that far from Anna. Okay, Anna's house, very unfinished. This is built from the gallery. I will put a screenshot with the name on the screen right now, but because I don't have a lot of DLCs, for me it's mostly shell. Did I just spend a stupid amount of time decorating Anna's house? Yes, I did. Did I finish doing that? No. At some point I decided to be rational, and nothing about this is rational. Let me do a tour for you so it would seem worth it. This is 3rd floor. We're starting from top to bottom. This room is empty. I maybe will put here a bed for a second servant that I added to the family. This is bathroom. It's very simple and basic. I did run out of steam. On the 3rd floor. And this is Mara's bedroom. From this angle, it's so cozy, so sweet. Medieval child bedroom. You turn around and it's just prison cell. I don't know what's happened. And this is bedroom for a servant. Very depressing. It's supposed to be this way. Then we go downstairs, and here we have like an open ceiling to the first floor. This gorgeous custom content chandelier. And also this shield is from blacksmithing mod, but I decided to use it as a kind of crest of Anna's family, Cartier's family, whose last name is about to die forever. It be replaced with Villarreal's last name. And on this floor there are Anna's and Max's bedrooms and one little half bathroom. There is only a toilet and a sink here. This is a sink. This house is not as detailed as I usually would like, but I was trying to not spend too much time. This is Anna's bedroom. It's pretty dark in here, honestly. I need to add some light source in this middle section. But here we have her little bathing place. This is a sink. And her bedroom. This is her bed, dresser, and sitting area with fireplace and some crafts. This is cross-stitching chest. And opposite of that there is Max's bedroom. This is his arts. Who died in here? Okay. This is his arts and crafts and death corner with his easel, and I also put a little creativity tables for children. So Mara could sit here with him and also do some crafts. And this is knitting chest and also journal for Mara to write in. I think Max will encourage her to do that. And I also sprinkled toys everywhere in his room because I want Mara to spend a lot of time in his room. And his little library corner. Everything is so dark. I think it's my shader. I like it, but it can be too dark. I either need to add more light sources or reconsider the shader. This fireplace. I will light all the fireplaces later. This is a bit of an empty corner. I don't know what to put in here. And this is Max's bathroom. It's very basic. And from here we can go downstairs. I always struggle with entries. What do you even put in them? So I have nothing. We have guards, family crest, and beautiful windows and chandelier. I put one mirror in here so guards can look at themselves, apparently. On this side there is a big living room. Max is already painting something. Here we have chess table, we have fireplace and another sitting area, maybe for having some teas, and music corner. I put here piano and violin in here. And from here we can also access kitchen. I did use quite a lot of custom content in this house. I recently had a comment asking about custom content. I think they were asking about custom content in Bernenbrook's house. There is probably a whole of 10 objects in that entire house, but still. And I thought that maybe I should make a separate video with custom content that I specifically use for 13th century with like links and showing everything. Is that needed? Tell me. Anyways, in this kitchen I used a lot of custom content, these cabinets. This stove is made specifically to work with medieval cookbook mod. I did not put medieval cookbook in this house. I need to fix that. Just kitchen with everything needed. I did not put laundry in this house. And I also forgot broom. I need to add broom. Maybe I should add laundry. No. Today we're focusing on drama, not chores. This is door to the outside from the kitchen, and this arch leads to the dining room. Dining room is quite simple, but I think effective. It still looks beautiful. These two paintings are the same because I want to add Max's and Anna's portraits in them. So they're like placeholder. So they are placeholders for now. Massive table. I don't know who has this many friends. And a fireplace. And you can go back to the entryway. And if you go through this little hidden door in the kitchen, you will go to the animals area. Just deco horses and cow, but we have here actual cow and chickens. And I will also make servants plant a garden. And I want to show you the front garden in all of the details. This archway in front of the front door, and you can go to the either side of the garden, and this is just flowers everywhere, bright colors, a couple places to sit down, and statues. It's not complicated, it's just a lot. And this statue on this side, I think it's Beautiful, very beautiful. I mentioned earlier this gentleman. His name is Thomas and he's servant of Anna. And I also added a maid who's already chatting with Fernando. Hello, he's sniffing out fairies. This is our maid because I thought that someone will have to cook for this bougie household and it's not going to be Anna or Max. Neighbor, are we getting welcome wagon? Oh no, we're just getting gift. Anna, go talk to her. She kind of seems like she could be Anna's friend because of the age. I'm not opposed to giving her a rich old lady makeover. What does she give you? Rare plants. Like a seed packet? Cool. This is really cool gift. And I actually wanted to plant the garden for this family. We're like starting the whole new household and I dragged you in it without any warnings. Can we open rare plants? I'm like intrigued about them. What is that? Death flower. Should we plant it? We'll get more if we plant it, right? Max said, I want normal life, and Game said no. I don't think I ever had death flower in my game without me finding it in debug. Out of season, it's winter plant. We should just put it in the planter and put it inside. It does not have to be in the garden with potatoes and carrots. Maybe you can grow it in your bedroom. And suddenly this average Thomas growing death flowers in his bedroom. Elderly Johnny Zest, oh, not Johnny Zest, Johnny Zest is his son. Elderly John Landgraf and John? Are you John? You're not John, you're Jeffrey Landgraf? I forgot, sorry. And also I see Eliza over there. I'm going to really like living in Willow Creek and constantly seeing all of these townies that I gave makeovers to. I gave this nice old lady a medieval makeover. She could be Anna's friend or she could be our friendly neighborhood witch, giving neighbors seeds of death flowers. Fighting. My servants are fighting. For no reason, they were just planting vegetables. What was that? Anna Castillo is getting into her first fight with a maid? I think this maid is crazy. We might have to switch up maid immediately. We just started. Anna beat her up. She's erratic, childish, and kleptomaniac. Is she trying to rob them? Because Max also erratic, but he doesn't get into fights. He's even evil, but he still doesn't get into fights. So it could be from kleptomaniac trait. Your punishment is to go foraging at night in the pure dark, alone. I think I'm going to tell Max to put Mara to bed. This is their first night in this house. He needs to make her feel at peace and at home here. Even though it would be very difficult to do. Max married Anna and now he's the man of the house. But it's still Anna's house and everybody here listens to Anna, all the servants. And Anna listens to no one, especially not to Max. Which will be something new for him to adjust to. In Evangeline's house, people were catering to Max's needs and wants. Maybe he understood very well that Evangeline's friendliness was fake and he saw her use her charm on other people, but it still worked on him. He still felt as if he in control. He still felt some resemblance of control, a lot more than he feels it here. Evangeline was friendly and nice to him, very friendly and loving to Mara, and her children looked at her and also acted very friendly to Mara. And all of the servants were very well-mannered and instructed to not bother him and cater to wherever he wants. And most importantly, no one was asking stupid questions about where Mara came from and where is her mother. Here, Anna not just constantly asking him questions about Mara's mother despite the fact that he told her not to ask those questions multiple of times and she dared to not listen. She was also asking if Mara could go and live with her mother's family and why she has to live with them. And maybe she has any other relatives in the world other than Max who could take her in. The biggest Anna's fault, it's not that she's old or her short temper or the fact that Max did not love her at all, it's the fact that she did not love Mara. From the very first moment, despite that in front of her Mara was constantly hiding in her disguise, Ara did not like her. Almost like she felt that there is something off about the child, and I would often point that for her Mara is strange and unsettling, that she seems to know more than a child of her age should. Mara was in fact extremely intelligent. She learned fast, remembered a lot, very curious about all of the things around her, but more than other things, Mara liked to observe nature. She would spend a lot of time just looking at the garden, being there, walking, playing with animals, looking at the trees and clouds, walking down the river, and just from those observations learning things about the nature. In reality, Mara was also very bored. She went from loud and ever-changing house of Angeline to this quiet and almost stagnant place. Nothing changed in Anna's house. Every day was the same, and instead of being surrounded by other children, Mara now found herself alone for a lot of hours of the day. They not yet found governess for her, and Max had to dedicate quite a lot of his attention to his new wife. After a couple months of this life, feeling of guilt started settling in Max's chest, along with some other very unpleasant feelings. He realized that he took his daughter from the environment where everybody loved her, where she had friends, where she could be herself without even hiding in disguise, and no one even questioned anything, and brought her to this place. Mara would tell Max that she doesn't like to be in disguise, that it feels restrictive and uncomfortable, and ask him why they ever left a place where she could just have been herself. Fernando is trying to get involved so hard. He is inviting our maid that fights everyone to Romance Festival. No, sorry, we can't. She has a lot of work. Currently she's foraging, and Mara is observing bunnies and giving them flowers. We have 3 bunnies in our garden. I want her to talk to Scarecrow and ask him out of the house to witness. He's like, what are you doing? Don't do that. I was browsing Plopsy so I could buy candles for them. Candles like this that actually burn down and you need to replace them. And I found this paper mache bear head mount. When did this become a thing? Oh, it's tiny. We can name it, we can view it. What is this? How do you... Is this something new that's been added to the game? Or is this the case of me downloading mod and not remembering about it? Can make it bigger and put it above fireplace? Yeah, very convincing. It's not mod. It's just base game. How do I make this in game? The only assumption that I have is Kate's crafting table, because that's where they do stuff with paper. So she's drinking some milk before bed. We will see. We should raise Mara's creativity skill a little bit. She wants to ask Max to spray a monster under her bed. There is no monsters in there, baby. Now she's just warming herself up in the kitchen. Max is going to do some preventative monster spraying, and that's not her bed, that's our maid's bed. Good job, Max. Who's actually sleeping in it right now. You spraying the maid. She's like, oh my god, why? But I wanted her to chat with Scarecrow a bit more. We can add some lighting next to him. Or is candle a bit too ominous? Maybe when you try to appear as a normal child, it's not the best idea to be making scarecrows alive with a candlelight. Fernando keeps inviting our maid to different places, this time to ancient ruins. No. Now she's asking plants how sun tastes and if they lonely. Dina Landgrab has died. Oh, the only reason why I know about that is because she had inventory. How did she die? What happened? I mean, she married to Malcolm and had child. Not with Malcolm. So I can totally see something sinister happening in that family. That's sad. I think there is nothing important in her inventory. I'm just going to delete it, but... Did not expect her to get this kind of news. What happened? Mara, did you have a nightmare? Monster? She's already talking to him, and she was unsuccessful with it. Okay. You know what? There is some people in this house who would call you a monster if they saw what you actually look like. So maybe whoever is this guy just needed some space to live. You can nap on the couch until the morning. She's getting hungry, so I'm going to wake up our maid. Summer has started, and make us all food. We can make some pigeon stew today. We're going to do breakfast today in a proper way. We even set the table and brought our stew in the dining room. Servants eating in the kitchen and family can eat in the dining room. It's good that you're going downstairs together, but why are you in your pajamas? Mara, where did you go? Why you went in the kitchen? You're supposed to be eating with Max and Anna, and you're not supposed to be eating with them. Our maid brought some chestnuts from the forest, so I want Mara to give them to bunnies. Where are you going? One bunny escaped. Take gift offered by Wild Bunny already. Oh, thank you. She unlocked cow cross-stitching pattern. That's cool gift. Where is the rest of the bunnies? And this bunny also offering us a gift? Rabbit cross-stitching pattern. He gave her a cross-stitching pattern of himself. We're just observing her giving chestnuts to rabbits and then telling that they teach her how to cross-stitch. After some point, Max started cheating on Anna. His original plan was to be married to Anna for a couple of months and then kill her. He saw Eve do it to Peton. He knew Eve did it to his father, and he thought that he could do the same to Anna. But in reality, he wasn't capable of that. The more time passed, the more he realized that he just could not do it. Money and freedom wasn't enough for him to bring himself to step over that thin line between him and monster. The monster that he saw in Evangeline, even through her beauty and charms. But that also meant unfortunate reality of being with Anna, being married to her for who knows how long. The thought of being her husband temporarily was somewhat bearable. But now, when he realized that till death do us part may not come so soon, he started hating her, hating the idea of being her husband for years or even decades. And he started cheating. He had several affairs behind her back, but Thomas, Anna's servant, became very close to him. Jade is like, hey, I heard you became friends with Thomas Rush. This is basically her calling him and telling, hey cheater, how you doing? How could you possibly know? This game is so stupid. I love it. So Max fell in love with a servant at his house, behind his wife's back. He will try to do his aspiration, be real romantic. I never done it. The stronger his hatred to Anna grew, and the more trapped in his situation he felt, the more he wanted to break other people's hearts. By the way, Thomas's aspiration is to find soulmate. I think you both should go home from your date. She's so cute sitting here across the train, and she wants to talk to Pachi. Okay, it's going to be interesting. Trying to balance his wife and his boyfriend. He needs to be very careful to not get caught. It's getting late. I think Anna should go to bed. Everyone should go to bed except Max and Thomas. They're having their romantic moment I wanted to say in the Thomas's bedroom, but it's more of a room where Thomas is sleeping. It's very difficult to call this a bedroom. And here they go. Lifestyle lost. I think he lost his single and loving it lifestyle. Max is contemplating his life decisions, and Anna will never know. Dreaming about spiders. Are you missing Evangeline? Why you woke up? Investigate weird like no. Thomas, you don't want to investigate it. Trust me. Give him back. Well, I'm just going to wait for Thomas to come back. He really wants to sleep. He's like somewhere kidnapped by fairies and thinking that he needs to sweep in the house when he comes back. Welcome back, Thomas. He's now afraid of the dark. Ooh, he has different emotions. I never seen this moodlet before. Abducted? Nothing gets the blood boiling, like being poked and prodded on alien ship. When Max got abducted, he had dazed moodlet. Maybe Thomas hates aliens. I'm too impatient. I need to know if something happened. There is something wrong with my game. Wait, this is Mara's mother. It's not some random pollination technician like it was with Garrett. This is specifically Mara's mother. First of all, no man is safe in this universe. Secondly, something is wrong with my game. It should not be happening 100% of the time. What do I even do with it? Oh, they hate each other, I forgot. Our mate making us a carrot pudding today, and Anna for some reason decided to join cooking. And Max too. I think they all just really hungry. Embarrassed, I feel so fat. What? I never seen this. What? Wait, when I was toggling different things in MCC, I chose have random moodlets for pregnancy. I never tried to enable that, and I was curious, and I think this is it. He also combating cold. I did not plan, as you probably can assume, for this to happen. You cannot plan for this. I have a really clear plan for what I want to do in this episode. Him being abducted and having a fairy baby wasn't part of the plan. Oh yeah, it's starting. You still have your responsibilities as a servant in this house. You're going to go hunting. Mara can come outside and talk and play with Scarecrow. Mara befriended Rabbit and now can purchase Wild Rabbit home. and discovered Wild Rabbit's favorite gift. She gave him a strawberry, and he gave her pink wool. This is our governess. The whole year later, they hired someone to take care of Mara's education. I don't know if Mara would actually like that. She's a lot more about running outside and talking to bunnies. Right now, she's talking to someone. Actually, Mara's aspiration with Kid has a task to play 2 games of chess. Perfect thing to do with your governess. And you back from hunting. On this girl that Mara was talking to, Mara is a lot better at making friends than her dad. What's your name? Elodie Go. We have princess at our house. And Pachi is here, of course. Everybody is gathered around chess table. It would be cool to play chess with Elodie. Anna left us. Anna cannot handle children. She's very distracted from her chess. She has a lot of attention, but she definitely likes it. She's glowing. We should take her to her aunt's house so she could play with her cousins. Can you paint them? Paint from reference. Let's do medium painting. This is going to be Precious painting of his daughter playing chess. Oh, he finished his painting. Okay, I love it. It's been over a year since Max married Anna. A year seemed long. The peace and normality of Anna's house that Max initially really wanted turned out to be boring for him. Every day upon seeing her in the morning, he hated her even more, but knew that he could do nothing about it. And the worst of all, he could see that she actually loved him. He could see it in her eyes and in her actions, how she wanted to make him feel happy, and he hated her for that even more. Why couldn't she hate him back? It would be so much easier. It almost like she knew that there is nothing in this world more torturous than her love. Sometimes he would share his thoughts with Thomas, how it feels like she's almost doing it on purpose. And obviously, from outside perspective, from someone like Thomas who interested in finding actual love, Max sounded mad. Or rather, evil? Thomas could see how insane it is to blame the woman you proposed to for loving you. Also, Thomas could not help but wonder, would his love eventually become irritating to Max, when it will inevitably inconvenience him in any way? Despite those fears and complicated feelings about being his master's secret lover, probably amplified by pregnancy hormones. Despite all of that, Thomas still managed to keep his emotions under control, and their romance with Max just kept going. I don't think he would tell Max about abduction, as well as Max never told him about his encounter with Fairies. Every time she sleeps in her bed, there is a monster. She can only nap on the couch. This is just his bed. That's where he lives. We don't bother monsters in this house. Mara just made a friend with a monster under the bed. Why you woke up? Go to bed. Okay, never mind, just nap on the couch. That's monster's bed. Rabbi, that pudding still didn't boil? Are you sure? Where even is it? He also going to get some pudding. Let's cook something new. We should visit your sister. We've been living here for over a year, so... Thomas starting to feel something. He's feeling weird tummy ache. And now his moodlet about feeling angry, this is all their fault, they made me this way, feels very fitting. He's showing a little now, but probably not enough for Max to suspect anything. Mara is ignoring school because I cannot make her to not have to go to school. I don't remember how I did it before. She's unhappy with him. Aggravating conversation. I wanted to say that he's telling her that he gonna go to see her sister. I don't know why that would aggravate her. We're going to take Mara, we can take her governess with us. Max's sister lives in this house. This house does not look medieval. It's just like default base game house. I gave everyone in this household a little makeover so they would look at least somewhat medieval. And you can spend time and play together. Also he'll be like, by the way, I have a kid I never told you about. Luna has 3 boys, 2 toddlers and an infant. There is so much baby crying in this house. Maybe this wasn't the best idea. She almost too busy to talk to her brother. Luna will inevitably have questions about where Mara came from. Max never mentioned any lady to her, and Max will tell her like, just don't ask questions about her mother. I don't want to talk about that. Almost not wanting to tell his lie to his sister, and she will look at him curiously and tell that you just like our dad. Remember how he told us to not ask questions about mom? That comparison will sure make Max uncomfortable. He had pretty difficult relationship with his father. Probably of the 3 Villarreal children, Max was the least loved one. Max didn't like those memories being brought back and will just say that this is time for him and Mara to go home. I really enjoy this area where we now live. It would be cool for Pachi and Mara to go on a walk along the river. Unfortunately, that bridge is not real. Oh, Max painted that. It almost looks like the walk next to the river. In Max's eyes, she came to annoy him with her presence. Meanwhile, Mara just being happy gardening. I don't know if we needed governess or she learning enough by just existing and asking plants about stuff. I think this is like golden hour. Everything looks so pretty. I almost like my game without shade better. Feels weird to say this. I do like using different presets for shaders for different let's plays. It helps to differentiate between them even visually. This is Mara's cross stitches that bunnies taught her how to do. Cow and bunnies. This is so cute. I want her to learn more cross stitches from bunnies. By the way, Leonard visiting us, Evangeline's oldest son. Ignore what he's wearing. Somehow, he's actually looking like a teenager, which is just unbelievable for this game. And he's hanging out with Mara. Mara has been writing letters to Evangeline and her older son this whole time. She missed Evangeline a lot. In one of those letters, Eve told her that she's getting married and invited Mara, Max and Anna to her wedding. But Max said that they cannot go. And shortly after Mara answered Evangeline's letter and told her how sad she is that they cannot come to Eve's wedding, Leonard came to Willow Creek. Eve wanted him to go and check on Mara, cheer up her a little bit, and that very much worked. She was very happy to see Leonard. She's telling him how boring it is to live here, and there is no one to play with. Why are you embarrassed? It's okay. Discuss embarrassed mood. He's happy now. Let's go and stargaze. No one looks after her sleeping schedule in this house anyway. Why are we fighting? What happened? I sent Mara to sleep, or rather nap, on the couch, because in this room we don't sleep, we nap on the couch. Bed is occupied by Monster. I forgot that our maid hates cooking. I feel like all our servants going to quit. How Thomas is feeling. I think he's in the second trimester because his mood changed. Now he thinks that it's just weird weight gain. Anna now has fear of cheating. It feels like it has been forever since Anna has been romantic with her partner. It is true, Max been ignoring her. Half of people in this house hate each other. Does not help with overall mood. Fernando telling our maid, I heard you became good friends with Mara. Almost seems like he constantly checking in on this house. Anna wants to talk and hang out with her husband, and her husband is constantly avoiding her. Her attempts at having conversations will often end in arguments when Max wasn't spending night with Thomas, which started happening not as often as it used to, for reason unknown to Max. He would sometimes go to Mara's room to just sit there, usually on the floor next to the couch where Mara would sleep the most often. There, next to his sleeping daughter, he would find some peace, and also often would find himself weirdly missing Evangeline's house. His small room on the second floor and constant noise from the other room. Laughing children and singing ghosts, even crying ghosts. And why thinking of that place makes him homesick? He would also sometimes think of his father and think, would Jacques be ashamed of his son, of the man he grew up to be? I'm sitting here recording but not really talking, just letting some time pass. How to tune down alien abductions? Because it's getting too much. Mara tried to sleep in her bed, been woken up by a monster. You should have just stick to napping on the couch. But most importantly, Max is going to investigate weird light. Are you about to see Mara's mom again? Is your past experience taught you nothing? Jeline just finished writing a song. What would you like to name it? I want to name it Weird Light to commemorate this moment. Can you play the song? Max is back. He's also itchy. His moodlet is different. His is dazed, not angry. I think we just have to look not pregnant. This is so weird that I'm shocked of him not being pregnant, but that probably means that 4 alien pregnancies in the row was genuinely just random of the game. I didn't plan for Max to be kidnapped by fairies again, yet it could go well with my original plan, because tonight this house receiving quite unusual visitor, a fairy from Max's nightmares, Mara's mother. She tried to come earlier, but would find Max awake and often in his daughter's bedroom, which was very inconvenient for her plan. But this night she could walk through this house without being noticed by anyone. Max is somewhere and everybody else is asleep. She came here to meet her child and take the child away. I don't know why game decided to make relationship between Mara and her mother bad, but it is fitting. Max was always with her. Her mother existed only as a concept. It is natural for child to be upset at her. Yet Mara recognized her instantly. There was unexplainable sense of belonging she felt towards the fairy that she saw for the first time. And they started talking. Yara told her daughter that she came to take her to a fairy room, where she could be amongst other fairies and will never have to hide herself, and she will be very helpful to other fairies. Yara tried to explain to her daughter differences between fairy and human, how it's difficult for fairy to be in the presence of human, how it's physically uncomfortable because humans' bodies never been touched by magic. But because Mara is half human, fairies would feel perfectly comfortable next to her. And also because Mara half human, she doesn't feel uncomfortable next to other humans, which makes her a perfect messenger between fairies and humans. That ability of hers may allow to make peace between two, because they will be finally able to communicate. But Mara didn't really like that idea. She didn't want to go somewhere where she never been, even though she may liked her instantly, but she still would not want to leave her dad. Amin just walked into the room. You're supposed to be sleeping. This all not going in order that I planned it to go. I think they immediately did not like each other, and now they fighting. And I never seen any creature like this in her life, and in her watcher-fearing eyes, fairies would be equivalent to demons. And she's doing very good job at fighting the demons. She actually defeated Yara. But that would for sure make Yara angry. And who knows what angry fairy could do. She may not be that strong physically, but her magic is very, very powerful. When Max returned home from wherever fairies took him, he immediately went upstairs to check on his daughter, and in the process saw what happened to the house. It was very lucky that he wasn't of much interest for Yara at this point. It was terrifying to meet her again. His biggest fear, his scariest nightmare, standing in front of him. Luckily he woke up from her spell, whether she didn't mean to kill him or Mara saved him, but he was not hurt at the end. Yara saw only one mistake in her plan in creating the perfect messenger. Yes, only one. She let Mara to be raised by a human for too long. This time, she will take baby right away and raise it herself. Unfortunately for Thomas, she was impatient. I think I will stop right there. Am I leaving you on a cliffhanger? Is it considered a cliffhanger if people already fallen off the cliff? I want to show you what is left of Mara's room in a bit more detail, because I spent quite a lot of time on something that was in a video for less than a minute. I got an idea and I just had to make it happen in The Sims, probably in a very clumsy way. Can you imagine if something like that could just happen to you in The Sims? This is very much the ending that I had in mind when I started this episode, with exclusion of Thomas, because you could not predict alien abduction happening, and maybe I should have just skipped that part entirely, delete the pregnancy, don't put it in a video. But there is a part of me that very likes improvisation. I could never be machinima simmer, Sims YouTuber. I don't think scripting everything would be interesting enough for me. This room is just completely overtaken by tree. I would lucky want to play in this room, but like make it a bit cozier, with maybe a bit more furniture. It seems like it would be a good place to raise a Fae baby if her mother did not decide otherwise. For some reason it feels almost too dark. despite the fact that Black Widow is entirely about murder. Next episode we will be back to, I guess, regular Evangeline's shenanigans, because the only way from here for Max is back. But maybe you have your own vision of where Max could go from here. I am very curious of what you're going to think about this episode. I hope it's not too weird. I had a lot of fun creating it. Another thing that I will mention is that I think that current Evangeline's husband will be the last. So we in a way coming on end of Black Widow. I know that you're supposed to do 10 husbands and he's only 5th, but the whole routine of marry man, organize dinner, kill him became a little too repetitive for me. So I'm ready to do something else, maybe starting in New Year. We don't have to give up on these characters, just on the whole Black Widow challenge. My thoughts that I'm having right now is to start some other challenge that I could medievalify and use either Max or maybe wait until Mara is a teenager and her as a main character in that challenge. That's like my ideas, just putting it out there, but want to hear what you think about it, what you will be interested in seeing. It will all be in this same medieval save in the 14th century. I came to the realization that I'm one save kind of person, or is it becoming more and more popular forever save kind of person? An idea of having forever save that also moves through time is so good. I clearly just started yapping. I'm sorry for that. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it was entertaining for you. I'm very curious to hear your opinion in the comments, and if you want to see more questionable medieval Sims gameplay, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to see some medieval gameplay but a lot calmer, maybe consider checking out my Ultimate Decades Let's Play. You can see playlist right now on the screen and you can find it in the description down below. This is all that I have for you for now, and I see you in the next video. Until then, bye!